An e-commerce team importing 10,000 SKUs a week and someone vibe coding a garage sale app on a Saturday afternoon have almost nothing in common, except for one problem. Every one of those product photos needs its background removed and processed before they're commerce ready. Normally, one of those two has budget and a team for that, but the other doesn't. So what if I told you they both have access to the exact same tool, and you do as well? Because anyone can strip one photo's background with a free tool. That's easy. The hard part is doing it at scale without a design team or infrastructure to build. I'm Kevin Blanco, and in this video, I'll demonstrate how to easily remove the background of images at the edge using AI and Cloudinary. Cloudinary is an image and video API platform, AI native, built to automate the entire media lifecycle at scale. Upload, moderate, manage, enrich, transform, optimize, and deliver a connected pipeline callable from code. It's built for developers shipping products, AI agents that need context-rich media, and the commerce, product, and marketing teams running visual experiences at scale. What we're doing today, background removal, lives right here in the transform area. One stage in a much bigger pipeline. So let's strip the background of an image with just one parameter. As simple as that, let's go. Alright, so here we are in Cloudinary right after I sign up for free. As you can see, I'm using the free account. So let's go to the assets here in the menu. And here we will find some assets that Cloudinary already have for us that we can play around with the tool. But let's upload one of ours. Turns out that I wanted to sell a Pokemon Lego that I have around there sitting. I haven't used it for a while, so I just put it on my couch, took a photo, here it is. So let's just click here and grab the URL of this image in Cloudinary. Let's open it up here in the browser, and here's the image. Again, just in my couch, took a photo with the phone, uploaded it. So see what happens here at the URL. So what we can see here is the name of the file. This is the name of the Pokemon image. And then we have a version. Turns out that Cloudinary can do a version of our own images. Right before that version, after the upload slot here, let's do this in the URL, background removal. That's it. And just hit enter. Take a look at what happens right afterwards. Boom, our image has no background. I had to do nothing whatsoever, no image manipulation, nothing at all. Here's my image with no background. So let's say you are vibe coding that garage sale app this weekend, and someone lists an old lamp, snaps one photo on their phone. Here's that image rendering on the listing. And with just one string change, that's it. The background is completely removed. There's no need for a batch job or anything like that. Super simple. But now on the other side of the spectrum, a team importing thousands of product photos a week. Instead of waiting for the first live request to trigger processing, you request it as a transformation at upload. So the whole batch is pre-processed and cached before a customer visits it. It's the same parameter, but it's just triggered at a different moment. And once you think about it, the actual traffic, that definitely matters. A real e-commerce catalog needs to be processed on upload, not on page load. It doesn't make any sense to strip the background every single time someone opens a listing. I'd rather do that at once, right when the photo comes in, and just serve that same cached version of the image to everyone after. And one more thing that is worth showing, because this is where things get really fun, is that background removal is just one of the many things you can do with Cloudinary. And once it's done, you can layer up that product into a scene at the edge. So let's take a look at all of this on the Visual Code Editor. Okay, so I created this very simple sample application. It's on my GitHub. You should find the link in the description. And it's just a test of everything we just talked about it. So let's upload an image. Let's try with the same Pokemon image that we did before. And now we can see some of the variations that I was talking, and we're going to see the code underneath. So the first one is the original image, nothing changed. Then the cutout with the transparent background, that's the same effect. Now let's take a look at these things, because this is where it's going to start to get interesting. I'm applying a filter and a shadow. So I have a sepia filter on top of the image with the background removed, and then I had a shadow, as you can see here on the right side. Then we can also put a backdrop. We can put something underneath the image once the background is removed. So for example, you could think of people taking a photo of their table or maybe their desk and putting the image of the product on the top of that backdrop, of that background, after the image background is removed. That's pretty cool. And then everything combined into one single one shot. The original image with the background removed, then a shadow, then resized, then a backdrop. In this particular case, this wooden Canva that I created. So let's take a look at the code underneath this, because you will be surprised of how little code is needed to do this. Okay, here I am in Visual Studio Code, and basically what I'm doing is first the upload function. Very simple. It's just using Cloudinary uploaded to upload the image, and it's already applying the effect of the background removal. This is just the upload function. Then we have the simple one, which is the cutout parameter. It's just removing the background and then defining the format in PNG. That's the simple one. Nothing major over there. Then the vintage cutout, where I'm applying the sepia filter. All I'm doing is calling this particular function and returning the effects that I need. First one is the background removal, the one that we have been using. The second one is this effect, that effect function, and I'm passing the sepia effect. There are multiple effects that you can use. This is just one. And then the drop shadow, which I need to pass some parameter, the azimuth, which is basically the direction of where the light is coming from for this particular drop shadow. Then the elevation, which is the height of the light source above the ground that is going to be causing this shadow effect. And then the spread, which is how much this effect is going to spread in terms of the light source. Again, you can play around with these parameters. It's as simple as that. And then finally just defining, hey, I want this to be a PNG image, because obviously we want we don't want any background whatsoever. Then the one with the backdrop here, what I'm doing is I'm using the canvas samples that Cloudinary has for us. You can use a lot of the different samples that Cloudinary has for us. And in this particular case, I'm just doing a transformation, resizing it to the width and the height that I want. And then on the top of this canvas sample that I'm creating as a backdrop, I'm putting the image, which has the background removal, which has the resize to the width and height that I want. And then I'm putting the overlay, which is the backdrop function that we have here on the top, which is just returning the transformation sample canvas. Then I combine all of this into a PNG image to URL, and that's what I'm rendering in the browser. Again, it's very simple. I mean, it's just a couple of lines of code. And then the last one, which is all of this combined, we can see all of the things that we just went through, all combined into a single function. I'm just returning the image with the background removal on, the drop shadow with the same parameters we just saw, the resizing of the image, and then underlying this on the top of the backdrop that we defined, shipping it in PNG format, put it in the URL so we can have it in the browser. That's it. This is just one single line of code. Having all of these little pieces of code is going to be retrieving us all of these things that we just saw. So I'm honestly mind blown. I mean, I can think of so many use cases for this particular feature. Any developer, technical manager, or engineer that values speed, cost, and growth should definitely use Cloudinary for serious technical implementations and products. Go get a Cloudinary free account and start working with your images just like I did for free. The link is below.